VFA First Division Grand Final, and it's been building up since about 10:30 this morning.
Brunswick side are going up to receive their Premiership Cup. It'd be a great scene down at Sandringham tonight if they win, but it'll especially be one down at Brunswick tonight.
Yes, the crowd gathering around in front of the R.L. Morton stand here at the Junction Oval, and a big crowd here for the VFA First Division Grand Final, and it's been building up since about 10:30 this morning with the Second Division Grand Final on between Oakley and Brunswick, in which Brunswick came out the premiers. In a moment we'll be taking you down for the presentation at the R.L. Morton stand, and then we'll be getting the major teams on the ground for the match today, Sandringham and Williamstown. There are the Williamstown boys, Terry Wheeler instructing his players in there what he requires for today, and we remind you that Phil Cleary will be co-commentator with us today with Rex Hunt. I think they might be ready for us in the presentation area, so let's take you down for the Second Division Grand Final presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Victorian Football Association, Mr. Brooke Anderson.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the Oakley Football Club for an excellent performance. Unfortunately not victorious on this occasion. Congratulations to the Brunswick Football Club, being the Second Division premiers. I would like to call upon Mr. Tom Rober to present the Premiership coach to the coach of Brunswick, Barry Nolan.
Congratulations to Brunswick. Well, now you've heard the Brunswick players, we now have great pleasure in giving the Mitsubishi Motors Cup to Gabby Nolan for Brunswick. Gabby.
Ladies and gentlemen, I won't speak for long. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Oakley on a magnificent performance, particularly in that last quarter. They really fought it out and it was a great effort. To my own players and to the Brunswick Football Club, thanks very much for your support, fellas, and let's hope we can go on within the First Division next year. There's the cup, boys.
Well, a very proud Barry Nolan there, accepting the Mitsubishi Cup for the Second Division Grand Final. We're waiting on the teams to make their appearance on the ground. There they are, warming up at the present time, and while they're warming up, in a moment we'll be introducing our commentators for the day in the big First Division game. Just repeating that Brunswick 25-18, 168, defeated Oakley 22-12, a total of 144. Banners are out on the ground, and there's quite a display going on out there at the moment with the band, the marching girls, and the teams preparing for the big encounter today. Good crowd here today, one of the best I've seen at a VFA Grand Final for many years. And right at this stage, let's introduce our commentators for today. First of all, Bruce McAvaney. A very good afternoon to you, Bruce.
Oh, what a lovely day it is, Phil. And I know everybody in the commentary box is excited about today's game. Sandringham with this star-studded lineup that they've got. Williamstown, who have done it the hard way. I think we've got a classic confrontation between two sides with a proud history, and as Williamstown come out with very little recent success in the highest level of the VFA, so they're both desperate for success today.
I've got to keep in mind, Bruce, that Williamstown defeated Sandringham in the 10th round of this season. And it was on a fine day like today, and it'll be very interesting to see how it works out. Rex Hunt, welcome to you.
Good afternoon,
Rex.
Phil. And what a great thing it is for the VFA. They have absolutely slaughtered them here today. I think there'd be 15,000 people here at the moment. If you're thinking of coming down, the atmosphere is absolutely electric. As far as Sandringham is concerned, it's now or never. 22 years since they last won the premiership by a point over Moorabbin. For Williamstown, they've come from the clouds. Courtesy of Coburg, they made their way into this grand final. They've played particularly well on guts and determination. I expect Sandringham's class to see them through for the 1985 grand final in the VFA.
All right, and our guest commentator for today is Phil Cleary. And you heard the comment there from Rex by courtesy of Coburg. Phil, sorry you're not down there today, but very pleased to have you with us.
It's a bit safer up here because I can keep a check on Rex, isn't it? But it's going to be a very exciting day. A few rumours about that Williamstown might go the knuckle in this game too, so we'll have to wait and see.
Well, do you think they're capable of going the knuckle? What about when they play
I'm not sure, but I've heard the rumour that they're going to play it very tough.
Did they play it, in your opinion, really tough with you?
No, I don't think they were all that tough. They were pretty dogged, but they think that to beat Sandringham, they have to play a very, very physical game.
All right, let's have the selections. Before we have the selections, Ian, from the statistical point of view, let's have a look at the teams.
Quite a historical day for the VFA today. In the 108 years of VFA history, this is the first occasion that these two teams have met in a grand final in either first or second division. 1963 was the last year that Sandringham had a victory in VFA First Division. 1959 for Williamstown, so an historical day. So far this season they've only met on the one occasion, and as mentioned earlier, Williamstown ran out 8-point victors. 17-11, 113, Sandringham 15-15, 105.
All right, we have Williamstown out on the ground. We're just having a bit of a laugh, and you probably heard the crowd roaring down here. In front of the Sandringham race, we have a jazz group, and by gee, they were going to town. They're just about to start up again, I think, and welcome the team out onto the ground. Not a young team, that jazz group either, Rex.
I think I met my wife in 1948 and they were the star attraction down there at the Albert Park Lake, down here at the Penthouse Club, Phil.
All right, well, they're just about to start up. And while we're joining in the atmosphere of the grand final, and with the banner going up, Sandringham and number one together, and that's their sponsor, of course. Still well forward.
Did you say Mitsubishi Motors then?
Yeah, I don't think
Where'd you park your Mitsubishi, Phil?
Oh, there you are. There's a case of a double take. I got the shock of my life there, Phil. They're the things that can happen to you up in the commentary box.
It certainly can. Phil, you put your foot in it again.
Right. All right, and here comes the Sandringham side.
I notice Mannix in the lineup, so that's great to see a real traditionalist, a real zebra man in Peter Mannix making the final 20 for the Zebras.
All right, let's go through the panel now with selections for the day. Phil Cleary.
I think Sandy will be too good.
Rex Hunt.
I think Sandringham convincingly.
Bruce.
Unfortunately, I'm going to make it 3 out of 3. I think Sandringham will win by a good margin.
Ian.
Sandringham comfortably.
And I'm going for Williamstown. Naturally, they beat Sandringham in the 10th round of the season. I know it's about 10 games later on, but somebody has to give them some support somewhere, and I think that's about the only reason I'm going for them. Anyway, as the teams do their preliminary circuit of the ground, we'll take up our positions here and get ready to get underway for the big game. Phil Cleary about to check with you. Have you got him there? Can you hear him? Which one's Phil on? The green? Yeah, there. Right, go, Phil.
Hello. Yes, coming in. You
Count
got me
to
now.
10, Phil, will you? Or
1, 2, 3.
Phil, but try to get there.
I've run out of toes and fingers. You got me?
Hey, where's my...
Right,
where's
good
my
on you.
card?
Fishing with Haynes Hunter on 3DB. Good morning to you. And courtesy of Stillwell Ford, we're doing this live broadcast today. Hunter on 3DB. Bob. Nice to speak to you, Bob. Okay, here we are today, and the ground is very firm. And looking at some of the lovely ladies that have been brought out here with this great sunshine.
All right, I'm back here at the ground. We're just waiting on the teams to form up for the national anthem, and I might mention that the best player on the ground in the second division grand final received a great prize today, and that was the prize at Club Yarrawonga 4-6, or the selection of Club Mildura on the timeshare resort from Friday to Friday, and we thank Murray Kirby for that great prize for second division today, and the player who got the best player award. Now we have Sandringham coming over to line up with Williamstown. And our umpires for today, just while they're lining up, you can see them in the centre. The field umpires, Barry Fitzpatrick, who's been 18 years with the VFA. Wife had the fourth daughter through the week, so he'll just have to hang in there. And our other umpire is Mike Phillips, 4 years with the VFA. The boundary umpires, John Summers with Brian Anderson. Goal umpires, Graham Chandler and Andy Craig. And the emergency umpire is Murray Black. Stand by for the national anthem. Well, there's the roar from the crowd after the national anthem. The umpires calling the captains over for the toss of the coin. Players, Sandringham players, are going to gather around them for the toss of the coin, but here's Tony Banks.
Thank you very much. Mike Phillips just did the toss. It was won by Ross Brewer. Ross Brewer will kick with the breeze in the first quarter. And a confirmation, Ron James, I asked him, how old are you, son? He said 14, I'm 15 in November.
Righto, thank you very much, Tony. Well, we did announce earlier that there could be a sensation in the selection of the teams here today, and it's been just that. A 14-year-older selected to play his first senior game. All right, let's go over to Phil Cleary and Rex Hunt for comments on that.
Well, Phil, it's a bold move by the Williamstown side, and Terry Wheeler and his men have obviously said, well, the kid's good enough, but it puts a great deal of pressure on him.
Well, I suppose grand finals are won by taking a big risk, and they've certainly taken one. I suppose the good thing is that he probably knows no fear at that age, and he'll just go out and play it as a normal game.
Well, I notice he's a junior Victorian captain of the under-15 side, so he's obviously got plenty of ability, the boy, but it's placed a great deal of pressure on him. I suppose if the Williamstown side win, it's a great move. If they don't, well, it was the wrong one.
Certainly could be, like back in '73 when Nichols brought Katoggio into that grand final and it failed, but they tell me he's one of the best junior footballers they've seen at Williamstown, so, you know, we might be seeing a champion starting his career.
Well, he hasn't got much time to warm up here this afternoon. Number 17 for Williamstown, Ron James, 14 years of age, 15 in November, placing a great deal of pressure on the boy.
Yes, well, I suppose that'd be the youngest player in the history of top football to come into it. Number 17 is the number to watch, and there he is. Stocky little fella, Bruce.
I was just thinking just how well developed he is. You look through the legs and the hips, and he looks a 17 or 18-year-old from here. Sure, he looks young, but not 14, and it's an incredible move by Wheeler. Obviously, as Phil said, you've got to take risks in VFA finals, and they've done just that, and good luck to the boy.
Well, we did record interviews earlier with the respective coaches, but unfortunately we won't have time to get those to air now as they're lining up. Big crowd here at the moment, and I notice a crowd lined up out in front of the Foster's Lager Bar on the far side of the ground. But have a look at this crowd, Bruce, for VFA football finals.
Well, I certainly haven't seen it, Phil. I've only been here for a couple of seasons, and it's magnificent. It's just like a big final in any competition.
Signal to the timekeepers, and we're ready to get underway for the grand final. The Mitsubishi Cup Grand Final for 1985. Ruckman move in, and the first knockout from Kershaw down into the middle of the pack. The umpire blowing the whistle, and Davidson is the player to get the free kick for Williamstown. So Davidson comes into it, plays it up towards the half-forward line. Players still a little bit nervous on it. Mercer comes in, gets the hand pass across here to his teammate in McLeod. McLeod couldn't break away. Getting knocked out of the road is Sate. And there's the chance for Cale to get it across to the young fellow in James. James races towards goal and puts it through from about 12 metres out for one behind. Nervousness there, Rex Hunt, Phil Cleary.
Well, Phil, it must have been just a sensational moment for the boy, but I think we saw it clearly on the screen. He did hold back his kick, and that's a very big lesson for young players.
Certainly is, but he does look a good player. He moved very well then.
A lot of pace. Tim Mercer has his hands full today.
All right, the kick-off taking place. The half-back line on the outer side of the ground. Collins comes in to take the mark, trying to push off Fotheringham, is it? Down there as we get the kick going in towards the centre of the ground. No one able to take the mark. There's Sate coming into it, about to put Willie back into attack again. Up towards centre half forward. Moving in is Rickman, the player who won the game for them last week, really. Snap shoots for goal, and he's put it through for a behind. So two behinds up on the Mitsubishi scoreboard to Williamstown, and Sandringham have yet to score. Good start.
And a lively start, Phil. No place for faint hearts. Typical grand final football here, Phil. A lot of early nerves.
Yes, certainly isn't, but I tell you this, I think Williamstown look dangerous.
Here's the kick-off, coming out towards the half-back line. Goes over the heads of players. A chance now for Sate again of Williamstown. He goes for the short pass. Gets it across to Rickman. Rickman goes for home. It's offline and will be out on the full. So we have Sandringham doing all the attacking.
He made a mistake then, Rex. He should have attacked the goal front, wanted to go to James and half, and that was the result.
Typical grand final nerves here. They'll settle down. There's a game of 120 minutes on here, so don't get carried away, but it's a great contest at the moment.
All right, from the wing on the outer side of the ground, we have Sandringham through Eads about to get into attack. Eads gets it up towards the full forward position. The opportunity now pushed through. It was pushed through, so there's the first quarter. Sandringham, 2 minutes after the commencement of play. Sandringham one behind, and Williamstown have scored the two.
Typical example, Phil, there of association football, how quickly the ball can go from one end to the other. Williamstown coming into attack once again.
Yes, through Cale. He gets it around the wing. Oh, and a bang to the head there to Michelli. Michelli now from the half-back line. Plays it around the wing. It's out on the full. And the free kick to be taken by Sandringham. It's Adams to come into it. Adams now up towards the half-forward line. Getting his hands to it was Bilby. He couldn't get away with the ball. Pick up this time by Kershaw. Kershaw shoots it back up towards the wing on the stand side of the ground. A pick up by Hetherington. Hetherington of Sandy up towards the half-forward line. And the big mark taken out there by Eaves. Eaves comes into it with a long kick right downfield. But it'll be a Sandy mark in the last line of defence to be taken by Murphy. Murphy not wasting any time to the half-back line on the outer side of the ground. And it's the opportunity now for Swan to get right into the players. He sends it to Cale. Cale making good position in the centre. Gets a hand pass back in, and it comes across again to Swan. Swan up towards the half-forward line. Moving across was Rickman, but the little fellow coming in is Sate to take the mark. Now Sate drops it a bit short and a bit low. Comes through to the new boy, James. James tried to break away, nearly got caught with the ball. He's having a torrid time as his introduction to VFA Grand Final football. Umpire watching the game closely. It will be a ball up, I feel.
I noticed, Rex, that Marty Lyons is playing on Fotheringham. An interesting move.
It is an interesting move. An old campaigner, Marty, and may give a little bit away in height, but he'll be in there battling all day.
Look at that big crowd as we have the ball bounced, and the opportunity now for James to get back into it again. Fell back into the play. He's in a lot of the play here, Phil Cleary.
Yes, he is. He looks a very, very good player, but the game is a great game, very fast, very tough.
So Williamstown attacking. They lead 2 points to 1 point. It's been a good start. Probably haven't got the score on the board they wanted. Mercer with a very short kick to Michelli. Good footy though by Sandringham as they barge the ball forward. It was through Pratt, who's a dasher. Big fellow there, Kershaw. Michelli, who they're playing on the ground today. Adams in the front spot. Brearty at the back. Gee, Mercer was a bit lucky there, Rex. He didn't give one away.
Well, Sate gave an Academy Award. The free kick was there, but of course the infringement to Adams, and Adams takes it off the half-back line down there looking for Hetherington.
And also Eves at the back. Eves has started very well. Almost kicked that goal a moment ago. Wanting McLeod. This is the first time we've seen him. Wheeler takes a chance. That's good footy. Hip and shoulder. Sate, who was a star last week, to centre-half forward. Brearty in the front spot. He kicked the goal, of course, that won it for them. To Cahill. Not a particularly good handball. Michelli's got a chance. Now, Michelli should goal. He's 45 metres out. The drop punt right into the goal square. Touched or was it? Yes. So behind. So, Phil Cleary, it's a good start for Williamstown, but they haven't really got the break they wanted.
I think they really need a goal, actually. I think, you know, they've got this momentum up and they wouldn't like to lose it with a string of behinds.
All right, just waiting on the kick-off once again. Look at the paper coming onto the ground here. As it goes out towards the half-back line, coming down to take the mark is Bilby. Bilby now to the wing on the outer side of the ground. They rise for it, and it's Eves who came into it to pull in the mark. He goes for the hand pass, and here's the opportunity for Collins to get away with it. Was grabbed, lost the ball, and the free kick will be taken by Sate. So Sate from the half-back line on the outer side of the ground. It's his 5th kick, so he's in a lot of the plays so far today.
Eves is a problem at the moment for Williamstown. He's really giving Sandringham something up forward.
There goes the kick up towards the wing on the outer side of the ground, trying to break away for Williamstown was Cale. It comes across here towards Rickman. Rickman up towards that left forward pocket. Going in after it was Lyons, Marty Lyons, but it's over the line and out. On the forward zone again for the Williamstown side. And it's tapped straight down to Rickman. Rickman going in towards goal. He's passed it beautifully. And it's put through for full points by Fotheringham. Welcome GLV8 to our telecast too as the ball goes up towards the forward zone. Terry Wheeler gets possession. He passes it out to centre half back. Here's a further hand pass coming through, and Williamstown about to get it into attack through Owen again. Into the centre of the ground. Cale waiting for it. Punched away from him. Good play by Sandy as it comes to Gallagher. Gallagher shoots it up towards centre forward. No one able to control the ball. And moving into it is Murphy of Williamstown. Murphy now gets his kick towards that centre half forward zone, but going across to trap it is Hetherington of Sandringham. Hetherington now towards the forward zone. Up they go for it. And the mark has been taken by Eves. Eves with the right knee bandaged. It's his 5th mark. So Eves well within scoring range, and at the moment on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, Williamstown 1-3-9. Sandringham have scored the one behind. So here's the kick going from Eves on its way, and I think it'll be right through the middle. It's a goal to Sandy. They're 1-1.
The ball in Williamstown's attacking zone. They got a free kick out of the centre, repeating the Mitsubishi scoreboard. It's 1-3 to 1-1. Williamstown in front. Davidson taps it out of play, and it will be a ball in.
The free kick to Stan Davidson for in the back, and well, the free kick was there, and I agree with it.
So Davidson with a short one. He wants Rickman to drop into the spot. Really didn't give him a lot of chance. Michelli to Weir. Weir's set upon quickly by Mercer. Gallagher's handball not particularly good. Missed Christensen's body. Sate in over the top of it, and it's going to be a ball up. So Terry Wheeler will be pretty happy, Phil Cleary.
Yes, you can see that they're manning up the smaller players very well and putting a lot of pressure on the likes of Christensen and Collins and the Rovers.
So it's Adams and Brighty. Adams with the tap. Weir did very well then. Now James and Mercer. Still James and Mercer to Fitzpatrick. He's got a bit of time. Left foot's a good one. Gives Christensen a chance. Kershaw at the back. Gives him a thump over the head. Not good footy by Kershaw. Gallagher to play on. Gorozides, one hand. Owen. Wheeler on Gorozides at the moment. Owen's kick very, very good to Weir. Christensen over the top. Cale. Kershaw runs into him. Cale to half forward. Lyon sets himself. Brighty taps it out of his hand. Going to be a ball in.
Well, it's an action-packed game at the moment. Williamstown should have been 3 or 4 goals up at this stage. Sandringham have been forward twice, and Eves is starring for Sandringham at centre-half forward.
On the Mitsubishi scoreboard, Williamstown 1-3, Sandringham 1-1. Ruckman set themselves again. Comes down towards Cale. Cale passes to Rickman. Rickman, oh, bad shot up towards the forward zone, and it's pushed over the line by Fotheringham, getting one hand to it.
It's interesting, Phil, that McLeod and Gallagher are both struggling at the moment, and the small players for Williamstown, Cale and Sate, doing really well.
Wheeler's put a lot of thought into manning those players up, actually.
All right, back into play. It comes once again, comes wide of the pack, and here's the chance for Weir now to break away for Willie again. And he's put it back into the same spot, but this time out on the full, and the free kick will be taken on the back line by Hetherington. No, Mercer it is, who he didn't want it, but he's gone down to get it. So Mercer plays it out towards the half-back line. It's Said coming into it. That's Brendan Said. Said towards the half-forward zone. And the mark has been taken by Gorozides of Sandringham. Gorozides with his first kick from centre-half forward. Puts the ball right up towards the forward zone. Brewer down there, leaning back on his opponent. And here's the chance again for Williamstown to break even through Swan. Swan now gets it across to Owen. Owen around the flank, and it's out on the full. So the free kick to be taken by Sandringham in front of the Morton stand, and this will be taken by Gallagher. So Gallagher from the half-forward line towards the centre-forward zone. They set themselves down there. Comes off the hands of the pack. And again, Williamstown, who are doing all the work around the packs at the moment, get it towards the wing. Being grabbed here is Adams. Couldn't break away with the ball, and the umpire will be forced to ball it up. Williamstown 1-3 on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, 9 points, leading Sandringham 1-1, a total of 7. Well, I think, Phil Cleary, nerves still affecting play a bit.
Yes, I think they're affecting the Sandringham players quite a bit more too, actually, Phil. They're not handling the ball well at all at the moment.
Cale with a hand pass this time, but no one able to break away. Scooped off the ground into the hands of Weir. Weir with his kick up towards the half-forward zone. Mercer tried to take the mark away from James, couldn't do so. Sate gets it. He bangs it up towards the forward zone. Up they go for it. Failing to take the mark this time was Fotheringham. And again we see Sandringham defending through Hetherington towards the half-back line. What's the umpire say? It'll be his, and it will be a ball up. Rickman thought he might have got a free kick out of that against McLeod, but here it is, about to be bounced on the half-forward line. Up they go, and the big knockout secured by Adams, but it comes down towards Rickman. Rickman running around opponents, gets his kick in up towards centre-half forward. Moving in to meet the ball nicely was James. James lost possession of it, comes across here towards Davidson. Davidson is grabbed with the ball. No, the umpire says he was tripped. His hand passed on to James. James up towards the forward zone. There was a kick in the air, and I think it's bounced through from Fotheringham. Great goal by Fotheringham, and Sandringham are down 1-1.
That's it there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
on the Mitsubishi scoreboard. 2-3 to 1-1. Williamstown lead by 8 points. Adams to McLeod. First time we've seen McLeod today. To full forward. Morrison uses the body against Swan. This defence has been very good. Owen's tap on to DiMartino, first class. Rickman, excellent kick, great grab. Now he's a long kick, Rickman. He's gone short to Sate. Now this should be a gimme goal. Sate should run in and goal, and he has done just that. It's 3-3 to 1-1. A mighty piece of play by Williamstown.
Yeah. Well, there you have the Mitsubishi scoreboard with Williamstown leading. Now let's see what happens here. Pull round the neck to McLeod. He gets the free kick from the centre. So McLeod up towards the half-forward line. They settle in under the ball, and it'll be a Williamstown mark taken by Murphy. They're playing well, this Williamstown side, as Murphy now plays it out towards the half-back line. A further mark by Hughes. Hughes now will play right across the centre towards centre half-forward. He's dropping it a bit short, looking for Rickman. He couldn't get in there quickly enough. There was the opportunity for Davidson to come in, but eventually it's a pick-up by Marty Lyons. Lyons high in the air, across here towards Eves. Bilby. Bilby now goes for a further hand pass. He gets it down towards Christensen. Christensen lines them up, puts the ball on its way. It's offline and will go through for the one behind. So Sandringham go to 1-2 on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, a total of 8 points. Williamstown 3-3, 21.
I do agree with Phil Cleary's comments earlier that Sandringham are not handling the ball at all well, and it must be attributable to Williamstown's pressure, Phil.
Yes, they're tackling fiercely. Obviously, Wheeler has put a lot of time into the tackling, and it's paying off.
Right, now let's see what happens here again. We have Weir getting a hand pass across to Davidson, who slipped at the vital moment. And again, we'll see Sandringham getting it away from the centre of the ground up towards centre half forward. Let's see who gets into it here this time. Owen is the player moving in on it for Willie, but outpacing him is Christensen. Christensen grabbed immediately. He got the ball, and the free kick will be taken by Owen of Williamstown. So Owen from the half-back line. It's his 5th kick as he plays it around the wing on the stand side of the ground. Look at the players going up there, but coming in for Sandy was Adams to take the mark. So Adams from wide of the centre, about to put Sandy into attack.
And goes to centre half forward. Now this is what Seds did so very well in that final against Coburg. He got out on his own on a number of occasions. Gallagher's provided the lead. And that's the pattern, Phil Cleary, that they used against you so well.
Yes, they did. And Williamstown are going to have to stay on their guard and not get overconfident at this stage. If they let those little fellas go, they'll start to kick the goals.
Gallagher had a sensational 10 minutes in that second semi-final where he ripped Coburg apart. Mercer comes off, and the other Sed brother, Brian Sed's about to come on. Gallagher from centre half forward, drop punt. Won't quite make it. Gorozides in the front spot, so it's a behind. 1-3 to 3-3.
Well, Sandringham not on target, but they're under great pressure from Williamstown. Williamstown's defence is well on top, and they're running it well down towards the forward line.
Swan goes out wide towards Weir. Weir's had a very good first 10 minutes or so. Kick out of bounds on the fall there by Owen, and so it will be Sandringham to bring it back in. Fitzpatrick rather, towards the pocket. Sed again getting out on his own against Cale. It's a very good kick. As Brian said, deep in the pocket, will be 45 metres out. Lead provided by Brewer, decides against it. Bilby provides a lead. Drop pump by Sed. It's a good kick. It's a very good goal. And so it's 2-3 to 3-3. 43 Brian.
Well, I've just spent the last minute listening to Rex Hunt coach the Sandy side. As we see Sate gaining possession, plays it towards centre half forward, and the mark has been taken in defence by Adams of Sandringham. Adams plays it out here towards the half-back line. Coming in to take it is Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick has Rickman on his mark, but he decides to go for the kick up towards the half-forward line. Cutting across them is Christensen. Christensen gets grabbed, and the big fellow Kershaw, trying to lope along to get the ball, taps it out towards Wheeler. Wheeler can't get over his opponent in Christensen. Christensen just gets it straight up in the air, and Michelli coming into it now. Michelli here towards Weir, who had a lot of trouble handling it. Back up there and a kick up towards the half-forward line. Grabbing the ball this time is Fitzpatrick. He plays it out towards the wing on the stand side of the ground. Grabbed very quickly was Christensen, and it was forced over the line and out. Christensen on the centre wing, stand side of the ground. Sandy 2-3, 15. Williamstown 3-3, 21. Ruckman set themselves again, and the big fellow Kershaw tried to get it away. Sate has the chance now, but coming through, backing up is Hughes. Hughes goes for the pass towards the forward zone. Fotheringham came out, failed to take the mark. Collins moves in defence for Sandringham. He races away from his opponent in Cale, gets it wide of the centre, favouring the outer side of the ground. Trying to take the mark was Davidson, but he's recovered quickly enough to pass it across towards Weir. Weir now with his kick up towards the half-forward line, and Cale takes the mark. Wide of centre half forward. Will the umpire apply a penalty? Not really. And Cale now from the left half forward flank passes across. They're all looking this today for Rickman, who played so well in the last few minutes last week. Wherever Rickman is, they're playing the ball, but it comes across here towards Sed. That's Brian Sed. Came on the ground about 4 minutes ago. He sends it up towards centre half forward. Big Kershaw's there. But no mark. And this is Davidson bearing in on the ball. Davidson went for the hand pass under pressure, pushed it across towards Wheeler. Wheeler couldn't gain possession. Gallagher comes up now to try and trap it. He's grabbed as he gets the ball. The umpire's called play on. Owen comes into it, and Owen with his kick passes it to Simmons. Simmons up towards the half-forward line, but the big mark has been taken out here by Adams. Adams passes it across, and Sed it is, who gets it to the wing on the outer side of the ground. It's Gallagher who takes his kick now up towards the forward zone. Players overrunning the ball. Not good football out there. Going down to the ground was Dimartino of Williamstown, and also Eves, but it will be a ball up. Outer side of the ground.
And that's the move that Wheeler's made. Phil, he's put Dimartino on Eves because Eves had started so very well against Murphy. Murphy's gone back onto Brewer. Simmons over the top of it. And it's going to be a ball in. So we've almost got a stalemate here, Rex. 3-3 to 2-3. Next 5 or 10 minutes, absolutely vital.
Top defence by Williamstown, led by Wheeler, whose great tackle then gave Williamstown great advantage. Williamstown looking extra well at this stage of the game.
Simmons with a long drop punt. Brighty underneath it. Lyons comes across. Adams is really controlling centre half back. Weir's tackle first class and holding the ball. Weir's been the surprise packet. Ian Gibbs, how many touches?
He's played particularly well. That's his 6th kick and his 2nd hand pass.
To full forward, Hetherington in the front spot. Fotheringham not paid. Brighty tries to barge his way through. He does. Drop punt, pulled the kick, didn't kick through it. Phil Cleary.
They're making too many errors, I think, Williamstown. Although they're playing well, I think they should have been another 4 goals up at this stage, and I think they're going to regret that shortly.
It's much the same pattern as that second semi-final when Coburg looked very good early, and we saw what Sandringham did late in that second term.
I think Sandy is starting to settle down a little bit too.
Lyons kick to Fitzpatrick. Probably should have taken it, Fitzpatrick. Didn't, and it will be a ball in. So we're getting up to about the 22, 23-minute mark of this first quarter. It's been what grand finals are all about. Nerves, excitement, and good tight footy. Just a goal the difference. Brighty and Adams will do the ruck work. Adams probably got his hand on it. Collins sharked well. Crashes his way through. Couple of good Shepherd's help. To centre half forward, Dimartino and Eves over the back. McLeod tried to get through, or Kershaw came in very strongly on Eves. Eves wants a free kick, not there, and it will be a ball up. Rex, the big fellow Kershaw started well. It's a matter of how long he can keep going.
The stamina is going to be the thing, but he has great skills for a man of his obvious great size.
Tap by Bilby, kick by Gallagher to centre half forward. Brewer and also Murphy. Murphy with Brewer. Brewer kicked a lot of goals late against Coburg when the game was all over in that second semi. Wheeler's done an excellent job. Owen's been a good player in this first quarter. No nonsense back pocket. Drop punt. Michele used his body well. He's been used as an interchange player in these finals, but he started today. Rickman and also Lyons, they're having a good duel. Rickman's got a lot of talent. Bridie's Shepherd was first class. Rickman takes Adams on. Now he should go to the goal front. No, this is good footy to Kale. But it's going to come back against Fotheringham, Rex Hunt, and Gallagher's going to get a free kick.
Yes, well, I don't know whether that was altogether right. I suppose when you say technically it was there, but Phil, it's a game where physical clashes are a part of the game, like in the first quarter of the grand final.
I think that was a bit of umpire grandstanding that we've become a bit used to at certain times.
And it was a great move at the time too by Williamstown.
Yeah, should have been a goal.
It's not a game for sissy, surely, Phil.
Right, towards the centre and taking the mark is Kershaw. Kershaw gets it across in the direction of Hughes. Hughes now trying to get away, gets it to Sate. Sate with a hand pass. Kershaw wants the bounce. It's come back to him. He's caught around the neck everywhere, but he gets a kick in towards centre half forward. Let's see what can happen now. A pass away here by Lyons. Marty Lyons out towards the half-back line. Coming into it here is Said to Bilby. Now Bilby has it wide of the centre of the ground. Bilby up towards the half-forward zone. Out they come. No one can gain control of the ball here. And eventually it's Gorozides who gets it. He goes for the hand pass wide out towards the half-forward line. Mannix came into it. He couldn't gain possession. And a pick up this time by Simmons. Simmons now onto the half-back line and moving into it. Here's who is it out there? Dematina. And Tony Banks is ready for us with the report on the boundary line. Tony?
Thanks, Phil. Well, a wise decision to take Gallagher off at the moment. He's got a clean cut in the head. The doctor's treating it at the moment, stemming the blood.
Righto, and it's Kale in the centre of the ground with the ball. Kale from this position now. Oh, he's got his teammate Hughes out there on his own, on wide of centre half forward, favouring the left half forward flank. So there's the kick on its way towards Fotheringham. He edged out his opponent. He'll kick it off the ground, but he's kicked it across the front of the big sticks, and again, the minor score. Well, you can say they've been unlucky, but if they're scoring like that, it's not good football. Phil Cleary.
No, it's not good football, but it's a great game. Phil, I've got Bob Ketty swearing up one end and Rex Hunt sweating next to me, so it must be a tough game.
Right, there's the kick-off, and it's been marked by Bilby on the outer side of the ground. So Bilby swings the play in towards the centre of the ground. Up they go for it. No one able to take it. Here's Wheeler coming up to meet it. He's got it in front of him. Gets a push, but the umpire called play on. Battled on beautifully, but eventually it'll be taken away by Fitzpatrick. He turns around, spears it wide of centre half forward, and the mark has been taken by Brian Said. Said goes for home, and there's the difference. Puts it through for full points.
(3-4 to 3-3 on the Mitsubishi scoreboard. Just a point the difference in the grand final. First clash of these two teams in the 108-year history of the VFA. And they haven't won a premiership between them since 1962 in Division 1. McLeod from the centre. Smothered off the boot, but 15 metres against Davidson. That looked a bit ticky touchwood. Phil Cleary?
I wouldn't like to comment on that one, Bruce, actually.
So McLeod from the centre square with a 15-metre penalty goes to the goal front. Gorozides and Wheeler. It's a good duel. This Eves should goal. He has, and he's put them in front. 4-3 to 3-4.
There's no justice in VFA football, Phil Cleary. Williamstown have had 75% of the play in this first term. They've made the play, they've made the ball. All right, some bad mistakes in front of goal. We look at it now and seeing Eves now running in and putting Sandringham's fourth goal on the board, and suddenly they're 5 points up.
You would expect them to be at least 4 in front, and as you say, there's no justice, just like last week's loss by Coburg, I think.
81 possessions to 57, Ian Gibbs has just told us. Williamstown's favour, but they're not in front on the scoreboard. Christensen, gee, this is vital now. They've got a hold here, Williamstown, because if Sandringham kick a couple, it's going to be a tough job for them. Swan breaks one tackle. His handball's good to Murphy. Now Murphy's going to go to the safety of Hughes at half-back. Almost 30 minutes, 29 minutes of this first quarter. Won't be all that long, not a lot of goals. to half forward. Brighty got underneath it. Christensen's a hard worker. So's Owen. He's covering some ground. He's obviously manning up, Owen. He's named in the back pocket. He's on the half forward flank at the moment. Fitzpatrick's with him. Adams, who's had a magnificent first turn, but that's the second time he's been caught holding the ball. So Cahill from the pocket. Rex, they want one here.
They desperately want one, Williamstown. They really have to man up now and try and get a major here.
Fotheringham almost. Michelli should goal and has done just that as the siren sounds, and Williamstown get the goal on the siren to lead 4-4 to 4-3.
Right, and Tony Banks is making his way out onto the ground to have a word with Terry Wheeler. Wheeler calling his players up. A quick word now from Tony Banks.
Thanks very much, Terry. A great effort against the breeze there. You must be pleased.
Yeah, it's just a much better start than we had last week. You know, I was really working hard, and yeah, it was a good score up into the breeze, but by geez, a long way to go, Tony. A lot of work to be done from here on in.
Same endeavour though, and you might get the right result.
Well, that's a good quality to have at this stage. I'm very pleased with that aspect of the game, and if we can keep that up, yeah, maybe we're a big chance.
Terry, get back to your players. They're all talking and waiting for you. Terry Wheeler, the coach of Williamstown.
Right, and on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, Sandringham 4-3-27, trailing Williamstown 4-4, a total of 28.
They've had no... An excellent opening term by Williamstown, but unfortunately they didn't score enough. I thought that Kershaw dominated the aerial duels, giving the players like Davison and Sate first use of the ball. Murphy, DiMartino and the other defenders, of course, have been magnificent, but to me, Williamstown didn't convert enough.
No, they certainly didn't convert enough, but I think they're in with a big chance, and if the game continues in this vein, I wouldn't like to be the person interviewing Bob Ketty after the game, but that aside, I think their tackling, Williamstown's tackling has been absolutely ferocious, and it's a credit to Terry Wheeler.
Well, can they keep it up for another 3 quarters, do you think?
Well, I think they're going to struggle to maintain that sort of pressure, and it looks like at times it looked like they're fraying, and yet they bounce back and kick a goal. You've got players like Rickman who's playing extremely well. I think if he can break loose, and at this stage Fotheringham has had no influence on the game, so they've still got a few cards up the sleeve. And I think they're a big chance.
We noticed Wheeler there and also Ketty trying to lift more from their men. We noticed no input from the 3 stars of the Sandringham side. They're goal-getting people, and of course that's Scorazidis, Brewer and Morrison, so they're going to break loose sooner or later.
Well, they might break loose, but then Williamstown have got 3 very good defenders down there, and Swan's a great player.
Phil Cleary, a big job it was to ask of Ron James in the first quarter there.
Well, look, I think the kid looks like he's going to be a player of the future. I'd put him back on, actually, at some stage in the second quarter. I'd give him another burst because I think he could kick a couple of goals. Great to see.
In other words, you believe in opportunity?
Certainly.
All right, well, you're nominated to interview Bob Ketty after the game.
I don't think he meant quite that.
Bruce McAvaney, what do you think?
Well, I think probably Rex summed it on, not hit the nail right on the head when he said that Morrison, Brewer and Gorozidis have had no impact at all. Also, I think Gallagher and McLeod have had very little impact. They, between them, Rex, were absolutely dominant against Coburg. I think McLeod kicked 7 and Gallagher 6, and yet it's been Sate and Cahill who have been the best small men on the ground.
Doing particularly well, and of course great drive from Gallagher, but we said earlier on that Sandringham can't be controlled forever, and 2 great goals to Sed, and that's a sign of things to come, I believe, for Sandringham.
Right, now Ian, let's have a look at the statistics on the game, but first of all, Bob Ketty with Tony Banks.
Thank you, Bob Ketty. Not a great effort with the breeze, was it, by Sandringham?
No, I thought we made a lot of mistakes early, and it's a matter of players settling down now, and I think that the game will take its course. There's a long way to go yet.
You're confident you'll hold them
back on the headsets?
Yes, I think we'll work hard.
Bob Ketty.
Righto, now Ian, let's have the statistics on the game to quarter time.
Well, entertaining first quarter with kick getters for Sandringham, including Eves with 5 kicks and 5 marks, Adams 4, Gallagher 5 and Brian Sed with 5. Williamstown the small men, Sate with 8 kicks, Weir 7 and Carl 7. Team statistics, as you can see, Williamstown a total of 86 possessions to 61. I think they wasted a lot of opportunities, particularly via Rickman. Kicks 48 to 70 marks. Sandringham significantly stronger in the air with 25 marks to 12. Free kicks 5 to 10. Handballs 13 to 16. Goal kickers for Williamstown, Fotheringham 2 for 103 for the season. Sate 1 and Michelli 1 for Sandringham, 2 each to Eves and Brian Sed.
OK, thank you, Ian. Now we're just waiting on players to take up their position. The wind, Rex, would be favouring the lake end of the ground. That's to the left of the screen.
Very slightly. It's a dead set southerly. You'll find a heavy dew come in tonight, so I expect the breeze to drop. Not playing a great important part in it, and I think that Williamstown played into the breeze beautifully. Kept it short and then kicked it long when they needed to really fire home.
What about umpiring to this stage, Phil Cleary?
I think they're doing quite a good job, actually. The game's been fairly tough, and they've tackled hard, and I think they've let the game go, actually.
Well, there's a fellow in trouble, Phil.
It looks like me last week, actually, Phil.
Well, he's not taken too kindly to it, as now the umpires are ready to signal to the timekeepers. I'll give the time to move the young fellow off the ground. And he's
There
still
was
not
a woman policeman who tackled him too, Phil, and she did a pretty good job.
Oh, they're not bad. That's why Rex Hunt got out. All right, on the bounce, Kershaw tapped it out nicely, gets it down towards Davidson. Davidson puts them into attack, Williamstown, towards the full forward zone. There's Fotheringham with the ball, going in towards goal, and he's put it through for full points. Very direct, that one. That was Fotheringham's third goal. And look at the Williamstown supporters.
Excellent play by the Sentry goal kicker in Fotheringham as Davidson came out of the centre, kicked it long. That's the way to go. Fotheringham's third goal, as you'll see here, misses the mark. But brilliant interception by Fotheringham. Runs around Hetherington, lines it up and threads the two big sticks, and Willie are further in front.
How many for the season, Ian?
104, a great season for Fotheringham, 3 today.
That all started from Kershaw in the centre, getting the knockout from the ruck. So Kershaw now comes in from a long way back. Bilby gets the knockout, and this time it's Sandy's turn to get it up forward. Players trying to gain possession, no one able to control the ball at all, and eventually it'll be Korosidis who gets it, passes to Collins who fumbles. He's tackled rather solidly, and there's a grab pretty high, but it comes round to Collins again, back to Korosidis. They're under a lot of pressure, don't quite know what to do, but eventually from Korosidis back to Collins. He still didn't know what to do, and a pick up by Davidson. Davidson now up towards the half-forward line. They seem to be in a bit of a panic at the moment, the Sandringham side, but the boundary umpire has said it's just gone over the line for the throw-in. Phil Cleary.
Well, I've said it quite a few times, Phil. I think the fierce tackling of Williamstown is the difference between the two sides at this point in time.
Right, it comes into the hands of Adams at Sandringham. He skies it straight up towards McLeod, who couldn't handle it. Taken by Sed. Sed passes under pressure. A nice clean pick up by Davidson, who has the kick smothered. Comes down towards the half-forward line. A pass from Rickman across here towards Bridie. Bridie up towards the left-forward pocket, but he's put it over the line and out of bounds. Not quite on the full. And on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, Williamstown 5-4-34, Sandringham 4-3-27. Don't forget the Mitsubishi dealer's mark of the day. We haven't had a spectacular mark as yet, and of course we'll have the Mitsubishi trophy for the best player award. Sed is the player with the ball. It eventually ends up with Bilby. Bilby now coming right across the centre. He has the chance to put the Zebras into attack. Gets away from Kershaw, plays it high towards full forward. Up they go for it, through the hands of the players. Comes back in the direction of Murphy. Murphy now had nowhere to go for a moment. He gets it across this time to Swan. Swan goes for the long kick out towards the half-back line. And good players, he gets it to Hughes. Hughes now towards the half-forward zone. Up goes Bridie. He couldn't gain possession of it. Coming in was Collins, who seems to be going from one side of the ground to the other. As Said gains possession now, plays it wide of the centre of the ground. Eves comes into it. He goes for the hand pass across to McLeod. McLeod, long shot downfield. Up they fly for it. No one able to take the mark. It'll be a ball up, I reckon.
Bad forward play by Sandringham then as Gorozides flew against Brewer. No one down. That's why Williamstown are taking it away. They have to sort things out, the Zebras, or they're in a little bit of strife.
They're trailing at the moment by 7 points. Tap by Kershaw to Wheeler. McLeod, not a good handball by McLeod. Well done, Cale. Excellent football. Kick to half forward, wants Michelli. Michelli and also Mercer together, or Pratt rather. Owen, handball by Collins. Said, back turn, caught. This tackling is fierce, as Phil Cleary's been pointing out. Michelli to centre half forward. Bridie, Adams at the back. Fitzpatrick waited back. Davidson took a chance, and it might come off for him. Sate underneath it, and a ball up. Just get the feeling, Phil Cleary, that Williamstown are prepared to work that little bit harder at the moment.
Well, they're playing like men possessed, and also you'd notice that Wheeler's got a little bit of tagging going. He's got Simmons picking up Gallagher, which is a very good move, and they're putting the Rovers out of the game.
In the centre, McLeod looks for a free kick. Got one. She worked hard for that free kick. He and Gallagher were outstanding in that second semi. They've been outstanding all year. Fifth kick for McLeod to centre half forward. DiMartino and Eves. DiMartino in the front spot. Kershaw. Now this big man has got skill. It's kicked towards centre half forward. Rickman and Lyons. Rickman in the front spot. He's got it. And Rex Hunt, he's within kicking distance.
Yes, we saw him kick the 2 major goals from the exact position in the dying minutes of last week's game.
I think Phil Cleary might remember those,
yes,
Phil.
you can see here the replay. Excellent forward position. Be in front and everything should go your way. But Rickman, this is right up Rickman's alley, this one. He's 50 metres out and he should score because we're judging him by those 2 great kicks last week, Bruce.
And that could be the Mitsubishi mark of the day, which I think is worth something like $500, Phil Gibbs.
Well, $100 for the mark of the day and the mark of the series, $500.
Rickman's kick is long and strong, and it's pretty close to a goal, but it's a behind. That's his second behind.
I do notice too, Bruce and Phil Cleary, that the Sandringham players are hesitant. We saw a couple of them hold out. They're frightened to take risks at the moment, Phil.
Well, they're being tackled so ferociously, Rex. I think that's the big difference. But I must say, Mr. Kershaw, there's moving with the finesse of Rex Hunt in his younger days.
Kick by Lyons towards half forward. DiMartino and also Eves together. Simmons, who's playing on Gallagher, as Phil Cleary mentioned, they're manning up a bit there. Trying to bait through there was Mannix. Handball by Owen, very good to Weir. Weir's short kick, DiMartino and Eves. DiMartino went without it, that's a very bad mistake. Eves with that long left foot to half forward. Gorozides and also Sed. Bit casual there, Sed. Still with it. Kick towards Morrison. This is his first touch. Swan's a very good player. Oh, well done, Swan. To Wheeler. Wheeler to Cale. Cale leaves it for Davidson. They mess one another up. Fitzpatrick's handball. Simmons over the top to Hughes. They've got it going now, Williamstown. Hughes to half forward. Not a good kick. Hetherington's underneath it. Lack of confidence or talking or both. Michelli tries to run him down. Hetherington, Michelli legs him. Not a bad move, I suppose. Pratt's got it now. Runs into Fitzpatrick. Again, the tackle was good by Sate. Forced an error, but Weir couldn't take advantage. Christensen short to Brian Sed. Now he's got a paddock. This is what they did against Coburg, the Sed brothers. They like to get out on the wing. They play boundary riders almost. To centre half forward. Morrison's first touch. Handball to Christensen. To the goal front. Murphy at the back. Brewer, Gorozides. They both flew again. Gallagher kicks a left foot goal. And the little fellows put them to 5-3 to 5-5. Gibbsy.
Well, DiMartino will be in trouble if he's got to kick the ball. He's lost his right boot as it goes up towards the half-forward zone, but Sed is there in defence for Sandringham. So Sed from the outer side of the ground gets the lead from further afield from Bilby. Bilby now will move around players. Sandringham just starting to get their game going. The bounce beats Rickman. He couldn't come back under it. It comes through towards Adams. Adams still pushes on with the ball. There he is with Rickman coming in behind him. It'll be a ball up. Yes, the umpire coming down to indicate a ball up about 30 metres out from the Williamstown goal. They're kicking towards the left of the screen to the lake end. Look at that huge crowd in the background as we have coming on for Williamstown is Nankervis. Right, a hand pass out of the pack. It comes across here towards Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick will get the bounce in and then go right around the boundary line towards the wing on the outer side of the ground. Moving up is Gorozides. Gorozides with Wheeler. He balked Wheeler, gets a kick in, not a good one. Comes up towards Brewer, who's tagged immediately by Murphy, but it comes back to Gorozides, who goes for the pass. Oh, it was one that was desperately needed, and they can't get it through the Sandy side. Coming out as a pass now to Gorozides, who shoots for goal, and he's put it through for the minor score of 1 behind. Well, that was a bit of desperate football. They didn't quite know what to do, Rex and Phil.
Well, Phil, they're obviously under pressure, Sandringham. We see in the replay here, Gorozides, he really tried to get it into there. Morrison under great pressure there, Phil.
was a very good effort to get it out, though. I thought he should have kicked the goal. But the other thing, I think Williamstown are just tiring a little.
Yes, I felt a moment ago that Sandy starting to get on top a bit as it's kicked off the ground, out towards the boundary line, out on the full. So it'll be a free kick to be taken by Williamstown. The player to come in and take it is Murphy. Murphy from the half-back flank, plays it in towards the centre. He's looking for his teammate in Hughes. Hughes got a hand to it, but it goes further afield. Bursting through the pack is Christensen. He couldn't break away with it. Pick up by Hughes again towards full forward. And leading out beautifully again was Fotheringham to take the mark. He's well within scoring range, Fotheringham. What's he done so far, Ian?
Kicked 3 goals so far today.
Well, 5-5 plays 5-4 on the Mitsubishi scoreboard. Fotheringham leading them up pretty deliberately. Well, we'll be able to follow the ball all the way here, and it'll be right through the middle for full points to Williamstown.
6-5-5-4 on the Mitsubishi scoreboard. Fotheringham's kick 4, and the other Centurion in the match, Morrison, has been taken from the ground, so they're both having very different days at the moment. Gallagher gets a high tackle, no free kick. Played on to Christensen. Christensen goes short to Mannix, who's just come on, Rex Hunt.
Yes, replacing Morrison, and Cuddles. Mannix is 30 metres out. He's an old campaigner, Cuddles. The sock's down, and I would think he'd just about make a soda of this.
30 metres out, straight in front, kicking into a slight breeze. Drop punt looks pretty good as a goal. So it's 6-4 to 6-5. That's a good move. Morrison off him, bang, goal straight away. Wellies. See what they're having trouble with? They're finding that they're having to work very hard to kick the ball into the breeze when they get on that other flank. Gorazotti's worked like hell then. One of the reasons he missed the goal, I think he was so tired. Well, we couldn't ask for more. Big crowd, perfect day. Two teams giving their utmost and a point the difference in a VFA Grand Final. 6-5, 6-4. The Seagulls a point in front of the Zebras. Kershaw's tap towards Sate. Davidson towards full forward. Now Fotheringham, Kenny. Oh, he got up very high, very early, and Hetherington's going to take the mark. The advantage will be played on. Pratt, wide to Gallagher. Now this is where Sandringham can expose Williamstown a bit with their pace. Bridie tries to run him down. Nan Curvis in the front, Eves at the back. What do you think, Rex?
No, I'd have paid it the other way. The man in front must get the doubt when both of them have a grab.
Eves is a lovely kick. Kershaw, Gorazottis, Mannix flew. Wheeler ran out of space. He went to Murphy, who dropped it. McLeod keeps it in play. Still in play. Kick to full forward. In front, wanting a free kick and getting it. Swan against Brewer. Phil Cleary.
A little lucky, but at the same time he was in front and the fellow was playing from behind.
Right.
That must be inconsistency by the umpires, Phil, too, because he played it for the man behind down here. What's going on with these umpires?
Well,
I've never been one to really know.
The umpire will pay the mark to Fotheringham up near the centre of the ground, but no, the player's allowed to continue as he comes in now for a ball up. I was listening to those two having a discussion down the far end there. All right, ball up on the half-forward line for Sandringham. They've got the chance to get it away. It comes out in the direction of Owen of Williamstown, who couldn't break away, and again the umpire will ball it up. Seem to be holding up play a bit at the moment, the umpires, with the score only being 1 point the difference. Williamstown on the Mitsubishi scoreboard 6-5, leading Sandringham 6-4. There's the knockout by Kershaw over his head, but he got interfered with, and the free kick will be taken on the half-back line by Williamstown. Idea they're sticking with them, Williamstown. I had a lot wouldn't have thought this was 5-4. Rex comes out here towards Sate. Sate from wide of centre half-back, plays it into the centre, looking for his teammate Brighty. Brighty gets it towards Cale. Cale loses possession of it. And a pick-up out there on the outer side of the ground by Fitzpatrick. He sends it this time to Sed up towards the forward pocket. And it's Mannix coming out to take the mark. He's starting to have an influence on the game on the forward line. He's kicked 1 goal since he came back on. Plays it high in the air towards centre forward. Kershaw stays behind. Will the umpire pay the mark? No, he's called play on. Sate gets it, passes to Wheeler. Wheeler out towards the half-back line on the outer side of the ground, very close to the boundary line. An educated kick, that one, as it comes in towards Owen. And over the line and out of bounds. But now down to Tony Banks.
The pressure of the grand final. Robert Dibertina really putting everything into it, isn't it? I don't think he'll wear this boot again. He's got a new one on.
Good on you, Tony. All right, back into play. It comes once again. The 2 number 16s go up. It comes out towards Sate. He couldn't break away with the ball. No one able to get it away clearly, but there could be a free kick, and it'll be taken by Sen. Grabbed, we're not in possession. This is Brendan Sen. He's got the lead, drops it a bit short, and Kershaw went very low to the ground to take the mark. He hand passes out to Murphy. Murphy of Williamstown in towards the centre. Davidson couldn't get to it, hesitated for a fraction. Hand pass then comes out in the direction of Christensen. He puts it high in the air, but the umpire blowing the whistle. He's held up play, hasn't given the kick further afield, and the free kick will be taken by McLeod.
Against Davidson for a behind-the-play incident, but it really took the advantage off Sandy.
There it goes up towards the forward zone, and Wheeler just falling into that one. He gave him... No, Wheeler's got it. You thought it was going to be taken from him.
I did, and I think Wheeler's doing a great job on Gorozaitis. He's really shut him out of the game, Phil. It's been a great performance by the captain coach.
Here he is playing it short of the centre. Collins comes down to meet the ball for Sandy, but he taps it through to Christensen. Eventually it ends up here with Hughes. Hughes now down towards the forward zone. It's Williamstown back into attack. Fotheringham doing well, gets the ball but couldn't get away with it. Tap further afield, and here's the chance now as we have Brighty coming into it and putting it through for full points. The 14-year-older from Williamstown, Ron James, about to come back on the field, Bruce.
And what a big moment it will be for him. He got a couple of touches earlier. Kershaw's just dominating the ruck, this big fellow. And what a great goal by Brighty a moment ago. Fotheringham on a lead. Not quite. Rickman wants a free kick and gets it, Phil Cleary.
Yes, I thought that was there. But Kershaw's playing a magnificent game in the ruck, really.
They're winning it hands down in the centre through Sate and also Davidson. But Rickman, well, he'd have to be just about an even money chance from here, Phil.
I think he'd be odds on, actually, Rex, to kick this when he kicked 2 against us 2 weeks ago, or a week ago.
I tell you what, Phil, they desperately need this because he's kicked 2 points from 9 kicks, and these are the goals that can pinch a break. Now Hughes has come off and James is on. So Rickman, who was so good in that last quarter against Coburg, is 45 metres out in front. Drop punt, that's a great kick. That's a goal. It's 8-5 to 6-4. This is the best. Is that the biggest break of the day? Gives you a
break of the day, isn't it? Oh, bad bounce from the umpire. Favoured Williamstown then, but Collins comes into it. He passes across, and immediately we see Sandy into attack again, up towards their forward pocket. Nankervis gained possession, but he'd gone over the line with
An interesting thing too, I just said to Phil Cleary, that's the first time that Sandringham have won the ball clearly out of the centre because it was a poor bounce, Phil Cleary.
Certainly was. I don't think Jimmy Chapman, the umpire's advisor, would be too happy with that one.
Right, Kershaw getting the knockout from the ruck once again, and again we'll see Murphy come into attack. He plays up towards the half-forward line. James couldn't take the mark. He battled on gamely, but it's kicked away by Fitzpatrick across towards centre half-forward. Having a battle here is McLeod, who couldn't break away with the ball, but a pick-up by Eves, who shoots for goal, and he's put it through for full points. So Sandy go to 7-4, Williamstown 8-5. Ball bounced, and the knockout this time to Bilby. Bilby gets it well wide of the pack. No one able to gain control of the ball, and the umpire will come in for the ball up once again. And waiting on the bounce once again. Kershaw getting around them, but it comes down the direction of Said. He couldn't break away. Collins tried to grab the ball. Oh, two Sandringham players went in then. Neither one of them getting the advantage. Who'll come out with it? It's Gallagher who kicks it high in the air towards centre half forward, and Dimatina has taken the mark in defence. He's gone for the long hand pass, put Christensen under a bit of pressure, but he dodges, Murphy dodges, he gets it up wide of the centre again. Down goes Davidson, but a pick-up by Simmons. Simmons tried to get it across to his captain Wheeler, who got it down towards the left half-forward flank, but it's over the line and out of bounds. Well, Wheeler playing a very, very strong captain's game, coach's game out there. What's he done, Ian?
6 kicks and 3 hand passes.
Off the hands of the pack again, and it's kicked out not quite on the full, and it will be thrown back into play.
I would think, Phil, that a move that I would make if I was Sandringham coach, and of course I'm not, is I'd take Gorozides off, because Wheeler is not only beating Gorozides, Wheeler is an excellent player for the Seagulls.
He's creating a lot of opportunities, Wheeler. As it comes through to Collins, Collins can't break away for Sandringham, and the umpire will come in for the ball up again.
I think also, Phil, the more it stop-start, the better off it is for Williamstown. They don't mind these tactics at all.
Righto, bounce again with Williamstown 8-5, Sandringham 7-4. A big punch out by Davidson of Williamstown, but it's carried over the line and out again. So not much football at the present time. A lot of negative play here on the left half forward flank for Williamstown to the leg end. Blackman setting themselves, tapped out. No one able to get away again. A kick there by Sate out into open territory. Rickman battling away there by G. When he comes through, he got a smack then, but he's put the ball on its way. Let's see what happens down here. It's hit the post. Well, a bit of hard luck, that one, and he's playing like a man possessed, Rickman.
Phil Cleary, that Rickman is a very big fellow, very robust, but he has tremendous skills and balance for a man of his size.
Beautiful balance and a great kick. He's playing very, very well, actually, and actually showing a lot of courage and a lot of endeavour. And some people have said he's a bit of a front runner, but he's certainly not that.
Hetherington gets the ball across to Marty Lyons.
So Bilby it'll be from the half-back flank now, and a 15-metre penalty against Kershaw. What are we up to, about the 23-minute mark? It's been a reasonably low-scoring game VFA-wise, just 15 goals, but very, very entertaining. Bilby from the centre wing to centre half forward. Eves in the front spot. That was a difficult ball to try and take. Owen fell over, scooped it sort of out to Swan. Cale to Simmons, went without it, in trouble. McLeod, Brewer's handball to Said. Now he's deadly Said. You'd back him from here. Missed it behind. Pressure was good, Phil Cleary.
Very good, but I think he should have handballed the ball over, actually, Bruce. There was an easy chance for a goal there.
Great pressure from Cale too, who's a very, very good player.
There's the replay, and you can see how Said's missed with the pressure of Cale. Right, back to it live. Davidson to Weir. Weir's been a surprise packet of this final. Michelli, good footy by Pratt. 9 kicks to Weir, Ian Gibbs tells me. Almost into time on. Phil Cleary, I know that you feel Williamstown would have to go in a couple of goals in front.
Yes, I think they do, and I think they'll do it. But I must say, Terry Wheeler's playing a magnificent captain-coach's game.
Collins just wants it to bounce for him for the moment. Still Collins. and again a baller. 7-5-8-6. In stop-start, but as I said earlier, Rex, I don't think that'll worry Williamstown.
No, it won't. They're the real guts and determination job, this Williamstown side. They have been a surprise package. I know that Sandringham expected to do a lot better than they are at the moment.
Bridie with a tap. Weir stood flat-footed. Pratt to Gallagher. Cale will try and run him down. Gallagher kicks to the position. Gorazaitis and also Wheeler. Murphy. Mannix's tackle was pretty good. Swan. Brewer's taken Swan right up the ground. Kick off the ground by Adams was good. Now Eves is a left footer. If it sits for him, he's all right. Davidson's pressure was excellent. To DiMartino. Long handball to James. Let's see what the young fella can do. He should go to DiMartino. He does. Now, bad handball. Missed the body. Can't afford mistakes like that. DiMartino's usually a strong kick in the goal square. Or Sate uses the body. I didn't think it was all that bad and it's been paid against him.
I think it was just a couple of cases of people desperately going for the ball, and I thought it was very ticky touchwood.
I don't want to be hard on the young fella, Phil Cleary, but the handball had it hit DiMartino's body. It could have been a goal then.
Yeah, I didn't think it was too bad a handball. DiMartino was a little bit slow on the uptake, actually.
Half forward. 7-5-8-6. Williamstown 7 points in front. Terrific first half. Brighty and also Adams. Brighty won the tap. Christensen. And again, it's going to be a baller.
On the outer side of the ground, with Williamstown 8-6-54 on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, Sandringham 7-5-47. Just await the throw-in. And the umpire blowing the whistle immediately gives a free kick out of it. And it will be taken by Gallagher of... Adams, rather, of Sandringham. So Adams from the half-back line. Wide of the centre, favouring the wing on the outer side of the ground. And again we see now Sandy into attack, and it's coming through Eves. Eves, who's been a good goal-getter for them, lines them up, puts it on its way, and it's hit the post. Wheeler was down there to try and intercept her, but it's hit the post, which takes Sandy's score on to 7-6 on the Mitsubishi scoreboard. Williamstown 8-6. And let's have a look again at that, Rex.
Yes, you'll see the football die with that true left foot of that Sandringham player, and of course it hit the post.
All right, DiMartino now out on the half-back line for Williamstown. He gets a lead up on the flank position, but players are well covered there. Moving up high was Rickman. He couldn't take the mark. Comes out wide. Moving into the ball is McLeod. McLeod with a hand pass across to Sed. Sed up towards centre half forward, and look, coming up here. The mark is by Mannix. Mannix just wide of centre half forward.
What a great mark by Cuddles too. He really had his eyes on the ball, and no matter what brick wall was there, he took a great mark.
So Mannix skies it a bit. Will drop it well short. It comes across in the direction of DiMartino, but in behind him is Eves to take in the mark. Now Eves has kicked how many?
He's kicked 3 goals, taken 8 marks, and this is his 10th kick.
He took that mark from the back position, Phil. I thought the man in front, DiMartino, might have had enough of it to call play on, but he's been a great player, Eves, and been a focal point in attack for Sandringham, and actually kept them in the game.
Yeah, he's a great player. He blitzed us a couple of weeks ago in the second semi, but I'm just wondering whether DiMartino himself might be tiring fractionally, Rex.
All right, well, we're just waiting on the kick to be taken by Eves. He lines them up from 15 metres out, puts it on its way, and he's made no mistake about it. Scores a dead set level. Both sides on 8-6. While you're talking about tiring, Phil, Kershaw, as you've said, and Rex has done a particularly good job in the ruck, but by gee, he's been working hard.
Yeah, but he's a very experienced campaigner, and I think, ruckmen often can set themselves, enough work to do in the course of the game, but I think he'll keep going the way he is. He doesn't seem to cover all that much territory. He's just sort of moving around that centre area and doing very well.
From my point of view, Phil, I think that the shame for Williamstown is going to be the arrival of half-time, because that 20-minute break can mean all the difference, that first part of the third term.
Well, on the bounce, it comes out to Little Sate. He puts it up to centre half forward, but the mark is taken in defence by Adams. He gets his kick in towards the centre of the ground once again, and again we see coming up as Eves to try and take it. He copped one, but taken away by Sate. He gets it up towards Rickman. Oh, Rickman flew into that one, didn't take it easily. The umpire allows play to continue after that push, and we'll see Lyons clearing towards the wing, and the mark has been taken by Bilby. Bilby's being hung on to. There's a lot of struggling going on, and the umpire will call Davidson back on the mark. So there's the kick on its way with Sandy doing the attacking. Up they go, and it comes down in the direction of Gallagher. He couldn't break away with the ball. Sends the one in possession. He gets it back to Gallagher. Gallagher bangs it up towards centre forward. There's Wheeler coming into it, and Wheeler will clear again with a hand pass to his teammate in Murphy. Murphy now kicks it across towards Sate near the centre. Sate has his teammate over. This is the young fellow in James. The 14-year-older gets the bounce. He races into the ball. He's got a bit of confidence. He gets around players, goes straight down towards the forward zone. What's the umpire doing?
He ran too far and the umpire was real savage on him. I tell you what, I think he might have been a little bit savage on him because he'd made all the play. Phil Cleary.
I think he was a bit stiff, but it was a beautiful piece of play and very bad luck for the young boy. But he is going to be a player, this kid.
Well, he took the bounce there and, I don't know.
Do you know where he made his mistake, Rex? He bounced the ball within 2 metres of gravity.
Yeah.
Had he
Run
held
10 first.
Exactly. Had he held on, it would have been okay.
All right, and there goes the siren for half-time with the scores dead set even. Sandringham 8-6-54, Williamstown 8-6-54. Tony Banks is making his way across to Terry Wheeler, and then we'll take a break after we hear these comments. Of course, we'll have the Nike Sprint, the final of that coming up with John Russell at the half-time interval. Here's Tony Banks.
Dead level at half-time, Terry, but a bit of bad luck then for young Jonesy, wasn't it?
Yeah, first goal. I mean, he's got a bit of toe, the boy. I think he just went a bit too far and pulled over in that. But, you know, I'm pleased with what he's done. It was a bit disappointing that quarter. I think we had the aid of the breeze and we just didn't do enough with it, Tony. They worked hard into it, but, you know, I think if we work as hard as we have done in the first quarter, this third quarter, we're right in with a big chance. It's, you know, still even money now, isn't it?
Well, you're pretty confident. You're holding their forwards, Gorozidis. You're doing a great job on him, and also Brewer's not doing very much up there, and Morrison's off the ground.
Yeah, so I mean, that's an accomplishment for us. Now we've just got to cut them off down in the middle of the ground there where they're running through. So we'll keep at it, Tony.
Are you confident Dimitini can do the job on Eves at centre forward?
Eves is a big boy, isn't he? Bigger than I thought.
Getting a few kicks too.
Bloody oath he is, you know. But, you know, I've got a lot of faith in Dimmer. He's a good worker, so I think we can stick with him for a while anyway.
Thanks very much, Terry Wheeler. Very confident Terry Wheeler at half-time, but the score's dead level, locked together at 8-6 apiece.
Yes, that's on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, and we'll have comments from our commentators in just a moment. Both sides on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, 8-6. Yeah, because they've got that final to run and then a presentation.
Well, just lift your leg, mate, so you get his forward. Yeah, right.
It used to always be like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have to be.
Oh, at least,
I reckon. And once you get that stand filling up, and I saw that pretty packed there, yeah?
It came from Richmond, Hunt Road Oval, because they could only fit 20,000. The first year here, they got 35,000 here. It's unreal.
Huh? He's George Tester.
Testicles.
Sandringham possessions, Sandringham 130 possessions, Sandringham kicks 100, 100. Sandringham marks 39-39. I'll do it after.
Righto. Well, we're seeing a great game here in the VFA Mitsubishi Cup final today at the Junction Oval. Both sides on the Mitsubishi scoreboard showing 8-6. There are the teams in the dressing rooms, and both coaches will have plenty to say. What do you reckon they'll be saying, Rex Hunt?
Well, I think Terry Wheeler wouldn't be that pleased with the quarter by his team. They consolidated more than went ahead in that particular quarter. On the other hand, Bob Keddy must be pleading with his players to give him more effort. Sandringham seemed to let the players of Williamstown get away far too easy, and I think that Phil Cleary might agree that Kershaw is murdering Sandringham in the ruck, setting up the play for Davidson and Sate, and Wheeler himself has turned defence into attack. He's put Gorozides out of the game, Phil, and also he's been a damaging player himself.
Well, I think he's been an inspiration to the side, actually. It's great to have a captain coach playing that well, and I noticed today you're not suggesting that he take himself off and have a look at the game either, which is something nice for the captain coaches union. But it is a tremendous VFA game. I imagine it'd be great for television people, fabulous, and I think even ball, but I think Williamstown got a rough chance.
Yes, well, good comments there from Phil Cleary. It's been a great revival for the VFA, and it's great to see such a great crowd here, Phil.
Yes, just looking around, you know, there's a shot of them, and this goes back to a few years ago. Bruce, you've been with us 2 years. You haven't seen anything like this before.
No, that's for certain, Phil, and it certainly lifts the players as well as the commentators, as well as the public and the whole standard. And I think that the players must appreciate the fact that they're playing before such a big crowd today.
Right, who do you think will win it now?
Well, you know, we said beforehand we thought Sandringham would win, and we thought they'd have something to spare. Right now, I think it's a line ball. I have the feeling Sandringham will break clear. Rex Hunt?
Yes, well, I think that Sandringham's guns have not fired at all. Mannix has kept them together in that quarter. Nothing still from Gorozides, Morrison and Brewer, and I just think sometime they're going to take off.
Well, I was Williamstown's Personality of the Year in the VFA, Rex, as you well know, this morning, and so I better stick with Williamstown. Now, I've changed to Williamstown, actually. I think they might get up.
Yes, I thought you had, and congratulations on that award. Well, it was well-deserved because you've done a lot for VFA football this year.
Thanks.
And now to Ian, your statistics on the game.
A great first half to the 1985 Grand Final. Williamstown kick-getters include Weir with 9 kicks, playing a tremendous game. Murphy 7. Rickman, he's had 10 kicks, kicked 1 goal, 3. He's wasted a lot of opportunities, but he's quite dominant across that half-forward line. Sate with 13 kicks. For Sandringham, Fitzpatrick with 9. Eves a tremendous game with 10 kicks up to half-time. Gallagher 10 and Bryan set 11. Goal kickers for Williamstown. Fotheringham 4 to give him 105 for the season. 1 each to Sate, Michelli, Brighty and Rickman. And for Sandringham, 4 to Eves, a tremendous game as I mentioned. Bryan said with 2 and 1 each to Gallagher and Mannix.
Well, we have a fine athletic specimen on the ground at the present time, and his Nike outfit there, looking every bit the part to start off the big sprint here today. And John Russell, good afternoon to you, JR.
Thank you very much, Phil. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're all set with the Nike Sprint. Ladies and gentlemen, the Professional Runners and Trainers Association, in conjunction with Nike, proudly present the running of the 1985 Nike Sprint Final, and we're about to introduce the runners to the crowd. And the outmarker in today's final in the grey jacket is Tom Burke of 58 metres, trained by Mick Gillery, winner of the Middle Distance Championship Award in 1979 and 1980. And he's followed down by Leon Cassidy, running in the purple jacket from 44. Leon is trained by John Hawke and a winner of the Bendigo 400 as well as other good 400 metre events. Leon Cassidy running off 44. In brown, from 40 metres, Bernie Morrissey. Bernie is trained by his father John, and he's a winner of the 400 metres at Bendigo and several other good 400 metre races. The next to go down, a very well-known professional runner in the black jacket of 38 is Ricky Dunbar, a former Powder Hall gift winner. He's been running for quite a long time. He's self-trained, former Scottish sprint champion, and it's Ricky Dunbar in black from 38. In the pink, one of the most seasoned and top runners in the field, Pat Bowd from 36, ran third in the Dandy Dollar Dash back here in 1980 on this track, trained by Ricky Dunbar and a previous winner of the 550 metres and the 400 at Storr. And then in the green jacket from 20, Matthew Webster, trained by Neil King, winner of the 1983 Bendigo 5000. Matthew Webster in green from 20 metres. In the yellow, Chris Pegg from 20 metres. Chris is also trained by Neil King. He's a winner of the 1985 Bendigo 1000. So we have a star-studded field engaged in today's Nike Sprint Final. In blue from 20, Robert Kersop, trained by Ricky Dunbar, runner-up in the 1984 Stall gift to Paul Singleton and the winner of a Greensboro gift. In the white jacket, 16 metres, Alan Cook is trained by Des Fitzgerald. Alan has won the 800 metres at Stall, the 550 at Geelong and the 1600 metres at Lavington. And the back marker in red from 14 metres, Mark Hipworth, trained by Neil King, the winner of the 550 at Stall, 400 a stall, the 800 a stall, and he's a finalist in a stall gift. So that's the field, ladies and gentlemen, in today's 1985 Nike Sprint Final. And the starter today, Mr. Sid Jackson, as we check the runners again in their colours. Red of 14, Mark Hipworth, Ellen Cook White 16, Robert Kersop in blue from 20, Chris Pegg in yellow from 20, Matthew Webster green from 20, Pat Bowd in pink from 36, Ricky Dunbar black 38, Bernie Morrissey in brown 40, Leon Cassidy in purple 44, and Tom Burke in grey from 58. And we're about to see a great race here, I feel sure. The final of today's Nike Sprint. The winner will receive the handsome prize of $1,000. So we're just about ready. Hipworth, the back marker, in the red jacket. Starter Sid Jackson about to climb onto his stand. Outmarker Tom Burke. Leon Cassidy purple, Morrissey brown, Dunbar is in black. Matthew Webster in green, Chris Pegg is in yellow, and Robert Kersop blue. And we're set. The final of the 1985 Nike Sprint. And away they go, and Burke is the leader here from Cassidy, followed by Morrissey. Dunbar is next, and he's followed by Bowd. And then there's a break further back to Webster, moving around the outside of Kersop, followed by Pegg, and a gap then to Hipworth and Cook as they go down the back, with Tom Burke having a big break on the field. Moving up to be second now is Morrissey, followed by Cassidy, and then a bit further back in the field, making ground around them is Bowd. And then there's a break further back to Dunbar, followed by Webster, who's come from a long way back at that point, followed by Kersop, and then Hipworth and Cook as they make the home turn. Burke's got a big break on them at the top of the straight, leads about 5 metres to Morrissey. Bowd is third, and running home well is Pegg down the outside. Burke's in front, now being tackled by Morrissey, and here comes Bowd on the outside. Bowd is racing up to take over, and Pat Bowd has won it. Chris Pegg is second, Morrissey or Dunbar third, followed by Cassidy, and then Burke and Hipworth, and the next home Cook and Kersop, and one of the last to finish would be Webster in a great Nike Sprint final for 1985. And the winner is Pat Bowd in pink from 36 metres. Great run by Pat Bowd. And here's the winner. Pat Bowd is first. Second is Chris Pegg. Third is Ricky Dunbar. And fourth is Bernie Morrissey. 46.75 the time, 46.75. And here now is Tony Banks to talk with the winner, Pat Bowd.
Thank you very much. Well, Pat Boyd, a great run. Time to perfection, was it?
Yeah, I was pretty happy with my run. Oh, I was putting him up the straight though.
Any strategy in the run? You're part of the Ricky Dunbar clan there, that he had 3 runners in it, including himself. So any plans in the run at all?
The back man in the front group, so I had to casually work my way around them. In the meantime, keep away from the blokes at the back. So I got to the front where I planned it, just put them in from there.
Well, Pat, you did very well. What are you going to do with the $1,000 cheque?
I'll find... My wife will probably find something to spend it on. Oh.
You certainly won't need a new set of track shoes, because they did you very, very well getting around the 400 metres.
Yes, yeah, no problems there.
What's your plans for later this year?
Oh, it's hard to say, Tony. Take it as it comes along. The way I feel at the moment, I should give it away.
How old are you, Pat?
40, I'm 40 years of age.
I'll tell you what, you're a good professional runner. Congratulations again on taking out the Nike Sprint. And the major presentation will be held over here in just a second. If you can make your way over there, we'll cross now to John Russell.
Final one by Pat Bowd. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the advertising manager of Nike, Mr. Peter Swin. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we at Nike are delighted to be involved with the VFA and the Professional Runners Association in the staging of the 1985 Nike Sprint. To all competitors who raced in the preliminary events, we thank you for your time. And to the winner, Pat, congratulations.
Very much.
You may well be able to buy some more product of Nike now. I'd now like to call on the Minister for Sport and Recreation, Mr. Neil Tatrais, to present the cheque to the winner of the 1985 sprint.
Mr. Sweeney and ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to make the presentation of the $1,000 per courtesy of Nike to the winner of the event, which is the richest foot race in the world over 400 metres. And to you, Pat, on winning that event so strongly at the finish, I congratulate you and ask you to accept this cheque for $1,000 for your great victory. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Right, now let's hear from the winner, Pat Dowd.
I must thank Nike for their generous sponsorship of this race. I think all the athletes appreciate it, and it gives us something to run for. I'd like also to thank the VFA and Channel 10 for their participation in making this series the success that it is. Ricky Dunbar, I'm training with Ricky Dunbar and all the boys down the track there who help each other along and who help me. I thank them very much. Thanks, one and all.
A great race here in the Nike Sprint this afternoon, and that concludes the presentation, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's back to Phil Gibbs at the commentary position.
Thank you very much, John Russell. Congratulations too on a top-class call there of the big Nike Sprint. And on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, we have the scores dead set even. Sandringham and Williamstown both on 8.